We've all dreamed of being heroes, haven't we? Chosen by destiny, given sacred protection, unrivaled ability. But do you know what your wishes are worth? No more than the dust at your feet. Divine heroes walk among us. But you are not divine, and you never will be. We are mere mortals in a vast, untamed land. And yet, there is so much we can achieve. If the last 100 years taught us anything, it's that we humans are resilient. But survival is hard, and progress harder still. You will falter. You will fall. But you must rise again. And never forget, you need not journey alone. Find what this world has to offer. Venture outward.
Well, hello and good evening. Hello, Nick. Hello, Gun Kid. Happy Thursday, guys. It is Thursday. Finally. You know, it's weird that this morning, for some reason, I woke up thinking it was Friday. And something came up, like, my wife and I were both, as before we were starting work for the day, and she said, "Oh, yeah, it's stream night tonight, huh? It's Thursday." And I was like, "Oh yeah, it's stream night." But wait, it's only Thursday? Yeah. Not that it hasn't been a bad week by any means. Not like it's been a long, torturous week, but for some reason I woke up thinking it was Thursday, and that it was Friday, and the fact that it was still Thursday, there's just something a little disappointing about that. Realizing, because what it was is she was saying something was going on at work, and she's like, "I might need to do something at work tomorrow." I was like, "On Saturday?" She's like, "No, today's Thursday." That feeling is the 2020 trend. This has been a strange year in terms of the passage of time, because like I've been watching. I watch a lot of real crime YouTube made documentaries, and I was have you guys heard of the Lori Daybell case? She's someone who got involved with a guy, and the two of them basically started a cultish offshoot of the Mormon Church, where they thought they were like going to be the leaders of the last remnant of humanity, and ended up killing like all their ex-wives and husbands so they could be together. It's just like weird. Well, that's what it looks like anyways. Nothing's been proven yet. They're still in jail. And she killed her kids, it looks like. Anyways, this stuff was all unfolding up until the beginning of this year. And it all sort of came out in December and January publicly. The story started coming out. And it all happened like because her kids went missing in September or October. And she wouldn't say where they were, and no one knew where they were. And I was watching a recent update because one of her friends in the cult, apparently, like, after everything that happened, recently did this huge interview to basically say all sort of the weird behind-the-scenes crap that was going on. And it was a pretty crazy interview, and I was watching it yesterday. It was probably about an hour and a half of just her talking to this interviewer, and she was going over the timeline, and she was bringing up stuff that happened in January. And I was like, no, that's not too long ago. And then I thought about it, and I was like, damn, January of 2020? In some ways seems like a million years ago. Like, this is ancient history. Do you ever watch horror stories? Yeah, I've seen some. There's some horror channels that will either tell like folk tales and sometimes they do it sort of documentary style. Other times they'll do stories like scary stories from social media like Reddit, Twitter, and people just telling weird stories about responding to Craigslist ads. I mean, there's some actual documented crime stories that have happened, but some of them are just creepy stories about like showing up to look at a house rental, and the house is all wrong and the dude's all shady and keeps saying like, you want to go down and check out the basement, and that people getting creeped out and running away. Is Horror Stories a specific creator? Let me see. I'll look it up right now, kid. I would almost guarantee you that I've watched it. I'm not really subscribed to any. Usually if I'm in the mood for that kind of stuff, I'll just do a general search for like scariest stories or scariest videos, and a bunch of stuff will pop up, and I'll just sort of like pick my poison. But I dig that stuff. I dig that stuff. There we go. Yeah, there was the one thing I got really fascinated with it in the last couple of years is Aokigahara, the suicide forest in Japan. And I know there's a problem that it got a little over sensationalized, but because of Logan Paul did that video where they found a body and he was like acting all kind of screwed up. I think it was mostly because they were shocked when they came across the body, didn't know how to react, but it was still, his whole video was kind of shit. What did I say? Did I say Ron Paul? Jake Paul. One of the Paul brothers. Is it Jake Paul? Did I say Ron Paul? Did I say Ron Paul? Yeah, after his bid for president, he put on a Pokemon hat, went to Japan, and ran around in the suicide forest. Hey, Evie, you've been playing Walking Dead: A New Frontier? Oh, Logan Paul. Okay, I was like, which Paul did I say? And then I'm like, please say I didn't say Ron Paul. Walking Dead: A New Frontier. I just started, Evie. My timer is at 8 minutes, which is like a brand spanking new stream. So you got here right at the beginning, right? Well, see, when you see the welcome screen, you don't have no idea if it's actually the beginning of the stream. But in this case, it's 8 minutes new. So, you're here. Walking Dead: A New Frontier. Which one is... I don't know which one that is. There have been a few Walking Dead games. I played the Telltale Adventures. I played 1 and 2. I have the newest one, but I haven't played it yet. I'm probably going to restart it all. Those Telltale ones. Start from the beginning. Because it's been... I don't know. It's probably 2 or 3 years since I played through the first 2. I really liked them, though. But they've released a lot of some other ones that were of varying quality by reputation. So, and it is the third one. Okay, yeah, I definitely want to go back and revisit those and it's all when I get in the mood. As you can see, I'm playing Outward this week in furtherance of my video game ADD. This is, in fact, the game that I've been playing this week. I was playing Bard's Tale 4 last week, and it started feeling a little samey. So then I started thinking about Outward again. I forget what got me thinking about Outward, but something got me thinking about it, and I meant to revisit it when I was in the mood, and I decided I'm in the mood for it. Give it a shot. Oh, it's Whittle Creeps. I don't know what's happening. because Whittle Creeps, this is 2 weeks in a row. I was gonna say 2 years in a row. 2 weeks in a row. It's gonna start to be like normal for you not to show up 2 hours after the stream. How you doing, man? Yeah, I was looking over my lineup, and it has been every week. It's been a different game. Last week, I kind of knew I wasn't gonna keep playing. The hell was the game I was playing last week? That fantasy one, Kingdoms of Amalur. Even though I was kind of getting into it, and I'm kind of feeling like that might be the kind of game I would enjoy right now. Mostly because they are coming out with the remaster in 2 months. I kind of want to see A, if I'll end up getting that for free. B, how it looks compared to the original, like what kind of changes they've made, if it ends up working out and running well and all that jazz. And then the last one, if I don't get it for free, how much it would cost to pick it up. And I'm keeping my eyes open, and I'm holding off until I know more about that, because if I do want to play Kingdoms of Amalur, and I know that maybe the best version is just about to come out, it might be in my interest to wait and see what happens with that. So you mix it up a lot too. Yeah, I totally do. You got back into Destiny 2 on PC. I got that. I think it's free to play the base game now. I picked it up during a deep sale at a certain point. I think when it was still on the Blizzard store for a while, and then it got transferred to Steam. I picked it up on the Blizzard store, and it was one of those games I always heard kind of like, like it's good. It's in some ways it's really good, and in other ways, like for people who like really had high expectations, were disappointed. I don't know. I started playing it a little bit, and I was like, okay, well, you guys know I'm not a big shooter person in general, so I played it a little bit, and I was like, seems kind of neat. Maybe I'll play it some more another time. And then I just put it down. It's like, that was it. That was the end of my Destiny 2 career. You tend to cycle among the same few games. Still playing Skyrim a bit. Into some Terraria since they added a patch recently. Yeah, I see you popping up with Skyrim and Terraria, Nick. I have a wider circle of games that I cycle through, and I mix in new ones also over time. But I don't always play all the new games I got. Like I got that game Control during the Epic sale, which I've had my eye on and been interested in since it came out. I think at the end of last year, or was it? Might have been earlier this year. I've lost all track of time. Anyways, Control, I bought it because I knew I wanted it, and it was cheap because of the sale. But I just wasn't in the mood. It was too dark and serious. It's too dark, and I'm not in the mood for dark and serious right now. I'm in the mood for colorful and magical. That's been the theme for at least the last couple weeks. I'm curious. I'm gonna look. I was gonna look up that horror stories. Horror stories. It's a channel? Oh. I don't know if I have. I'm sure I've come across these videos before. Oh gosh, yeah, there's a few that I know I've seen. These are like real stories. Like I'm looking at the popular uploads, and there's the cave. John Jones, the caver, dies while exploring the cave. I remember that one. The diver that records his own death as he sinks to the bottom of the ocean. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I definitely. In fact, you know what? Thanks for reminding me, because I know I really liked his videos, and he definitely highlights reality stuff, not just like the spooky camping stories, which sometimes I'm in the mood for that stuff. Like, oh, this weird stuff you tell around the campfire, and you don't know if it's true or not, but it's just like, hey, someone's told this story that's supposed to have happened to them, and it's spooky. What was the other thing I was gonna check? Yeah, I was gonna just look at my own channel, try to refresh my memory. You could see my mood evolving over the past or the past couple months. Let's see. So I had Outward, and before that, Reckoning. So King's Amalur fantasy. There was Savage Planet, which was very colorful and fantasy sci-fi, which I didn't finish because I haven't finished yet because at the very end it got really hard and I got frustrated. But I also felt like I'd seen most of the pretty stuff. I was in this dark, ugly, really hard, like what seemed like final, like fortress level. So at some point I need to go back to it, but I don't know. I gotta be in the mood to play something hard. The rest of it was challenging in points, but the exploration was so compelling it gave me an incentive to keep going. Now that I'm locked into this like end dungeon type thing, it's just hard, and the exploration is not so compelling. Spooky. There's stories, scary stories to tell in the dark. I actually don't tell a lot of stories. I'm not much of a scary storyteller, but I do enjoy horror movies, horror books, horror games, true crime, really actual scary stories. I just like all that stuff. And it's one of those things that, on one level, I'm not always into super scary stuff, like in the mood, but I'm almost always up for at least some like true crime stuff. Girl driving home at night and someone follows her and turns his high beams on and off. That's the kind of story I would enjoy. Great news! Your MacBook battery was giving you some trouble. You went, it wasn't charging, you need to replace it. Apple's charging $199. Oh, you found a smaller place to repair it for $120. Well, that's great. Yeah, we've had experiences like that. I've been fortunate so far. The only Apple products we own are iPhone. We haven't expanded our Apple repertoire because I'm a PC gamer. I've considered getting an iPad, but every time I did, I was like, you know, the way that I do digital stuff, I'm either going to be using my phone or I'm going to be my PC with like all of my monitors. There's no, I started thinking there's probably no in between for the way that I consume media, at least at this point in my life. But my wife had some problems with her battery, and she's had a problem where she needed like the screen replaced, and she found an offhand place, and she always got a bit cheap. She always got considerably cheaper going to like a non-Apple store for that sort of thing. So definitely worth shopping around, Evie. You did a good thing. You're smart. You did a good thing looking around. Something in the back of the truck reaching for her, except when he shined his light on the back of her. Okay. It was funny. I had it when I was a kid. Me and my best friend when I was like 6 years old. I used to spend the night at his house sometimes, and he had this record of horror stories. It was like each one is 5 to 10 minutes long, and we used to, before we go to bed, we listened to them. It was like our ritual because they scared us. But we were all like, "Oh, ghosts! You know, let's listen. Oh, so scary!" And almost without fail, about an hour or two after we went to sleep, he'd wake up having night terrors. Like, he'd be hysterical, and his mom would have to come in and like shh, calm him down. And it was a little, you know, upsetting for me as well. Like, mostly I just didn't want him to be afraid. But anyway, flash forward 40 years, and I got a notification. I've sort of lost touch with him, but we're friends on Facebook. He's one of these people that he doesn't even post anything on Facebook. Like, he posted one picture 8 years ago, and that's about it. But so his whole page is just every year on his birthday, a few people say happy birthday, and then he doesn't answer them. And last year, I went on YouTube and I actually found the video of the recording of that album that we used to watch. And I posted it to his Facebook page on his birthday, and I was like, happy birthday, I dug this up for you. And he was like, best album ever. But I listened to it as an adult, and I was like, this is some disturbing shit. It's like, I can't believe me and my friend were 6 years old and we're listening to this. And as an adult, I'm listening to it going, dude, this is some pretty heavy shit for a 6-year-old to listen to. Oh my god. Okay. iPad is useful running D. Yeah, Nick, I could see, and I think I was thinking about running D&D is, and maybe talking to you when you mentioned it is when I started thinking about looking into an iPad. So that I didn't end up going that direction, like playing D&D, but it's still a possibility, remote possibility, but yeah, it's just not on my radar, hasn't been on my radar for most of the past year. And apart from that, when I really thought about it, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna use it that much. I mean, that's one of those things where I'm like, who knows? If I bought it, maybe I'd use the shit out of it. And I would, like, whenever I went to bed, I would use it all, whatever. But I usually just, like, I put shows on my phone when I lay down to go to sleep, and I'm happy with it. I don't know. 180 and is better specs than an iPhone 7. Oh, nice. I'm very happy for you, Widow Graves. Your battery lasted for 7 years. Oh, dang. Well, it's nice to have anything that lasts 7 years. So, farmersonly.com, Maxie, by 6 years old. It's like, yeah, there's this thing called the internet. No one knows about it except me and farmersonly.com. Look, I met my friend. He like looking for another young 6-year-old who loves scary records. If you love to listen to scary records before bed, contact me. My name's 6-year-old G-Law. Okay. Yeah, no, I was talking about my earliest memory of one of my earliest horror memories was spending the night at my friend's house when we were 6 years old, and he had this record, and we played it before bed, and it was like we were both totally spooked out by it, and then always 2 hours after we went to sleep, he'd wake up with night terrors, like screaming hysterically. I mean, it's not, I shouldn't be laughing at it, but it was just like, we were both into like scary stories and scaring each other, talking about, not like sneaking up on each other going boom, not like that, but just like ghosts and scary stories and things like that. But yeah, so that's the part you missed. It was the inception of my affinity for horror, which has lasted to this day. In fact, I think I got that saved somewhere. Where is it in my favorites? I'll post a link to it. So if anyone who wants to see what I'm talking about. Now I can't remember where I put it though. I think I put it in my general favorites list. I'm not gonna spend too long looking for it, but what the hell? I thought I saved it somewhere where it would be easy for me to find. You have a Steve Martin record when you're that age? King Tut one? I don't think I even knew who Steve Martin was when I was that age. What was it? I think I'm gonna know how to find it. I think. Now I'm obsessed. I want to find this. I want to find this video now that I've talked about it, because it's historical. It's historically significant. You all can see my first taste of horror. My first taste of fantasy was a record book of The Hobbit that I inherited from my cousin when I was 5 years old. And my first taste of horror was another record that I listened to at my friend's house. All of what formed, all of my formative experiences came from records when I was 5 to 6 years old. All the things that I love today Well, that and Star Wars. 20 minutes in. So yeah, Keith. Why the hell not? The game is just incidental. I got one person last week who got pissed off that it took me 40 minutes to start playing. I guess they went back and looked at my video after the fact. And they left an upset comment that I spent 40 minutes talking and then I only just got through the tutorial. And they expected a lot more. And it was like not a tongue-in-cheek. It was like, and I'm pretty sure, you remember Steven Castillo? I'm pretty sure it was him. It had the same icon that he had, but the name was changed. But I think I remember when I was streaming The Witcher, Steven was telling me that Kingdoms of Amalur was his favorite game. So, was that you, Gun Kid? All I did, I found a 13-hour, one-session, no commentary playthrough of Kingdoms of Amalur, and I was like, "Don't worry." So don't worry, I've got exactly what you need. And I pasted the link. He didn't answer me after that. I was like, if he wants to really see someone tear through a game, let's cut out the commentary. Here's a playthrough. You watch this video, you're gonna see someone making progress. No, don't troll. I feel it because I suspect of someone that actually likes me and actually wanted to see like me playing the game and what I would say or do, or you know. And if it was him, I suspect he's been waiting for 3 years for me to maybe play the game. It's his favorite fantasy game. So this is where I allow some leniency for people to be, maybe if they're a little immature. Like, yeah, it was irritating, but there's also this sort of like, I understand. Well, I sort of understand what, what his deal was. And I feel like the response that I already gave him was enough of a kind of a like, all right, here, go watch this. Here, watch this non-commentary playthrough. You gotta see Cowdizzle. He can handle it. Cowdizzle's he's good for it. Used to get stoned to watch Willow. Oh, I haven't seen that movie in forever. I used to love Willow. So, all right. Now I'm still looking for this horror show. Where is it? Scary Stories album. Maybe I'll just try album. Oh yeah. I found it. Let me see where I saved it to. It has sound effects. Probably gonna get. Oh, it was in my favorites somewhere.
A long time ago, in a little town called Sleepy Hollow, there was a school teacher named Ichabod Crane. Now, Ichabod was a tall, skinny man who was quick to use a ruler on naughty scholars. Ichabod didn't live in the town of Sleepy Hollow. To get to his house, he had to ride his skinny old horse. Of the fall, the flaming ship reappears. You can hear the eerie screams of terror from the tormented men as the blazing ghost ship nears the shore. She suddenly bursts into a great fireball, then disappears, only to appear again moments later. This happens 3 times. After the 3rd explosion, no matter the direction of the wind, the blazing sea-going inferno disappears over the horizon, always to the northeast, not to be seen again for a full year. Folks who have seen this ghost ship swear that they could smell burning canvas, rope, and human flesh.
Yeah. All right. So I think that's exactly the scene that I was talking about, where when I heard that again, I was like, holy crap, that is dark as shit. We're me and my 6-year-old. No wonder he had night terrors. I'm surprised I didn't. That's some messed up shit right there. Like, I just listening to that right now, I got a little bit scared. And I've watched 1 million horror movies. Anyways, so yeah, here, let me give you that link, guys, in case you guys want to check it out. At this point, I think most know how we come here for conversation stories. You're lucky if you get gameplay. Yeah, you get it, Keith. You know, I think most of the people that show up here each time, they know. Oh, I remember the first time I did like a do nothing stream. It had some of the the most people stuck around for, what was it? I was doing a stream back in 2016, and somehow I did a raid, and I looked back, and people were still chatting in the video, so I started my stream back again. Before I knew what happened, like I chatted for 2 more hours, and there were like 15 people there the whole time. And James Baker, I do see you there. And I'm sorry if I scared you with my horror album. Grim fairy tales are dark as shit too. Yeah, no, that's grim in like a what is it, 1700s, 1800s weird European way. One of those weird historical, like, oh yeah, these were actually really dark. But this was an album put out in the 70s for children. It was released in 1975. I was surprised at how scary it was. The first you bought for your fetus daughter was Grimm's Fairy Tales. That's a classic. It's classic. I don't think I've ever read. I mean, I know I'm familiar with some of the stories just because you hear them, but I don't think I've ever actually sat down and read any original Grimm's Fairy Tale. James, yeah, your cousin bought a spooky sound audio cassette to a party. You still hear the man screaming. Yeah. Yeah, there's one of them on that story is the Telltale Heart, and at the end of that, the dude is like screaming. The guy that buried the other dude is like when he's confessing to the officer that he killed him. It's very, very dramatic. So I may segue now to actually playing some game. I will ask, how many of you are familiar with Outward? Because one of the reasons I'm streaming it is just because it's an interesting game that I've been playing a bit this week. I don't know if I'm gonna keep playing it. It's very sandboxy and it's a little bit rough. It's very indie. And actually, let me see. I'll run the trailer again now that people are here, because they give you kind of a feel for what they're going for.
We've all dreamed of being heroes, haven't we? Chosen by destiny, given sacred protection, unrivaled ability. But do you know what your wishes are worth? No more than the dust at your feet. Divine heroes walk among us. But you are not divine, and you never will be. We are mere mortals in a vast, untamed land. And yet, there is so much we can achieve. If the last 100 years taught us anything, it's that we humans are resilient. But survival is hard, and progress harder still. You will falter. You will fall. But you must rise again. And never forget, you need not journey alone. find what this world has to offer. Venture outward.
All right, so that's sort of the thing. The theme they were going for is all the other, most of the fantasy games you play, like Skyrim, the big popular ones, is you are basically the chosen one. You are the Dragonborn. You are whatever you are that was predestined to save the world and overthrow the evil. And in this game, you're just a dude who circumstances kind of forces out beyond the safety of his village. He owes like in his village he owes what's called a blood debt, and so when an ancestor screws up, it's like the whole family lineage has to keep paying until the debt is paid, and something like his grandmother did put him in blood debt, and he fell behind, and so he's about to get kicked out of this village, and you've got to run quests or scrape money together, or you're gonna lose your house. So you're just this dude, and that's how your adventuring life basically begins. But it's like a survival fantasy that's sort of, it has like hunger and thirst play big roles, disease, fatigue, you have to sleep. Temperature is a big deal. There's changing seasons in like the main biome and certain biomes. Like when winter hits, if you go out, you can die of exposure, get sick and die of exposure. If you go to the desert and you try to wear heavy armor, you can have, heat related problems. And there's a lot of sort of inventory management. So like you can barely carry anything unless you bring a backpack. So throughout the game, you can get progressively bigger or more efficient backpacks. But a big backpack slows you down. And if you fight in a backpack, like some of them will slow, like when you do dodges and stuff, they'll slow you down. I think at least one of the backpacks, it's so slow, either you can't do it at all, or it's so slow, you just better not even try. So the whole mechanic that if you're going to get into battle, you can quickly drop your backpack and run into battle, but then you got to pick it up again afterwards. And the fighting is a little fiddly. It's also hard, and you can get your ass handed to you very easily. So it's pretty challenging. Brad Pritchard. Oh, hey Brad. How you doing, man? Welcome. Yeah, we're gonna play a little Outward. Hey,
25 seconds of gameplay.
Is this a game about coming out? Well, this is kind of sandboxy. I suppose it could be if that's what you want it to be, Brad. It is an RPG. You can make it about that if that's what your character's into. Although it's not one of those things where you can make any kind of character you want. You're just this dude. And you could choose like the skin. I guess you could be, I think you could choose to be a lady too. Yeah. You can play split screen co-op, local co-op together, or online co-op. I haven't played co-op. You know how I am. Let me just jump into my game. Now, one of the things that I got to warn everyone about before I start is there's no pause in this game, and time passes continuously, including day, night, and hunger and sleep and thirst and all that other stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see how this works on a stream, where I tend to start talking, like talking to people in the chat and just walking in circles on screen. That sort of behavior could get my dude killed if I'm not careful. But so, and then also it's been like temperate weather, but I think it's the last few days in game he started to get a little bit cold. So any in-game day now, I'm afraid winter's gonna come, in which case I may have to try and figure out like how to scrape together cold weather resources so I can survive out in the cold. It's one of those games where you sort of feel like you're tied by an umbilical cord to your home or your hometown, but you can bring tents and camping gear out, but you can't carry very much. Oh my god, is it snowing? Oh, shh. shit. I was just saying how it seemed like it was starting to get cold. Oh yeah, also there's a map, but it doesn't show a marker of where you are on the map, so you have to use landmarks to figure out where you are. And you have that compass in the top of the screen. So right now that big mountain is to the southeast of me, which means I'm to the northwest of it. I'm actually around here somewhere. You're into it? It's not full of homophobes? But, yeah, you can see I'm hanging out by this campfire right now. If I move away from it, there's a cold meter that's going to start gradually going down. And if I stay cold too long, I will start having adverse effects. When I stopped playing this game, it wasn't snowing. But I knew it was starting to get colder. So the fact that I just loaded in and now it is actually snowing. Yeah, this is... Now let me check my status. So I've got padded armor, which gives me some cold weather defense. The boots, and the armor part. My hat. There's my backpack. You can see I have my equipment and I have what's in my pocket. I can carry up to 10 pounds, but the most of what I'm carrying is in my backpack. So if I get in combat and I gotta drop the backpack, then I can move a lot better now. But I've got to make sure to pick up my bag later. If I get somehow separated from it, then, you know, that's where I've got all my food and there's a lot of stuff I have in there that I need. My ability to, like, cook and... so I guess you can always scramble for trees. You go up to any tree and say harvest wood, and you can get 3 pieces of wood that you can then make a campfire kit. It looks quaint. Yeah, it's got kind of a cool... It's an interesting game. It's an interesting game. And maybe what I'll do right now is I'll run back to town. Provided I don't... Let me see. Do I have something that's gonna... Bitter tea protects against cold. So I'll drink a little bit of this. Okay, so now you can see, at least for now, my... I've got a little snowflake icon. Is that... Let me check what that status effect is, just to confirm. Cold weather defense up for 224 seconds by 15. So now that it's actually winter, I may need to stock up on those potions. Because when I left town, it wasn't winter yet, but I brought an extra one of those potions, about a couple along with me, because I knew it was starting to get colder. I didn't want to get caught unawares. I haven't seen anything about the PS5, Brad. I know I've seen headlines or that there are videos about the PS5, but I know nothing about it. Is it causing a stir? Is there some sort of a controversy? Are the Xbox fanboys throwing a fit? I don't know. What are your thoughts, Brad? I think the only thing I saw was there was a video saying like an announcement for Hitman 3 on the PS5. That's the context in which I saw there was something about PS5, like within the last day or so. Ugly as hell. The last PlayStation I had was the PS2, and I didn't think that was a particularly handsome console. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I thoroughly enjoyed playing games on it. But I didn't think it was a particularly handsome console. The PS1 I thought was kind of cool. PS2 was just like this weird brick. So yeah, these are guys that I killed on my way out. And there is respawning eventually, but... And some seems like gradual respawn, but if you clear an area out, it's more than likely going to stay clear for a little while. Although you randomly may have more baddies. Consoles that look like VCRs. Yeah, it was the thing, is it looked like something out of the 1980s almost. I don't know. In retrospect. But yeah, it was this big, black, blocky, not sleek looking thing at all. One with optical drive and one with digital only. Huh, alright. Was the PS2 Mini basically the same appearance but tinier? I don't remember now. Wasn't there a PS2 Slim as well? Or am I thinking of PS3 or something else entirely? I couldn't tell you at this point. All I know is I got a little salty because I had a bunch of games that I still wanted to play on PS2, and it stopped being able to read discs. I never played those games. And I wanted PS3 to be backwards compatible, but it was only sort of backwards and compatible, and then they phased that out. And only ones that were backwards compatible had a reputation for being like glitchy and prone to failure. Very thin. That's the one you meant. Okay. Gonna have some fresh water. And fill up my water skin. So this is my little home village. 3D sound headset. All this means I'm gonna need to get a better TV. For the PS5. I keep selling my wife on the idea. We bought a TV when we got married, a 42-incher. And a few times I've been like, hey, there's a 60-inch television on sale at Costco right now. What do you say? But she's very practical. So it's like, we don't have any place where that would work. We have room, physically room for it, but there's no place to hang it that would make sense. Like to have a room around. You have to gather the water. I need to do stuff like this. I'm gonna dump it out, but I set this little thing up here to for the specific purpose of doing this. Let me see. I can dump out, empty one of my skins, and then I can gather the salt water, and then I can come to this guy and do a manual recipe and cook the salt water, and then I get the clean water, and I get 5 salt added, which then I can use for cooking. And you acquire recipes and stuff there. It's not a super duper crafting where you craft a ton of stuff, but you do craft. There's a lot of potions and recipes to eat, and there's some armor and weapons and stuff, but it's not a super elaborate list of things you can learn. So this is my house. I live in a lighthouse. This is my main unlimited storage. It's the only place in the game where I have like unlimited storage where I can put stuff. Oops. What did I just... I think I maybe put away more than I intended to. Oh. Move that. The machete. I think I was planning to just sell the machete. Apple beetle. Some of these. Some raw meat. I think I can have more raw meat. Here, let's... I've got a shit ton of salt and raw meat. I'm gonna go to my little kitchen and I'm gonna make a bunch of beef jerky. Jerky. I'm gonna make beef jerky until... Oh, I guess that was it. Oh yeah, and it gets dark at night. It gets real dark, so you... Oops. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I think I just used one of my bandages. Alright. So, once you get above the entry-level backpack, if you put a lantern in your backpack, it'll it'll attach it to the back of your backpack, so you don't have to use one of your hands to carry it. Before that, you have to put it in your hand. And they consume oil, so you don't want to have it on all the time. Let's see. I think I usually carry about. Oh, I got a bunch of extra oil. I must have picked up some extra oil while I was out there. Gathering with loose items, gathering my books, gathering fire. Liquid doesn't seem like something to gather. Yeah, it's just a game generic term for finding something out in a resource out in the world, putting it in your pocket. Then you put some water in your pocket. Stability. I don't think we ever even used that. Let's move those eggs. Now that I've gotten a little collection of berries. I think I'm gonna put the berries into preserves. And put that. There's stuff that I accumulated that I don't use right now, like trap materials. I like to keep 5 oils on hand. That I don't need. The salt I don't need to keep on my person. Linen cloth I want to keep on my person. You can use that for various things, including making more bandages if necessary. Yeah, I don't think gathering water is so much a thing. It's like, oh, I have a stack of water. Unless it was like vials of water. You could say I was gathering the water. But if you just see a body of water and you're like, I'm going to get some of that water. And you're like, I'm going to go water gathering. That makes sense. Alright, let's make the jam. I haven't determined if I can actually make bread. There's this recipe that lets you... The jam gives you some warming properties. And there's this recipe that you spread it over bread. And you can spread out the warming properties over more resources. But I don't know if you can actually bake bread. Maybe I'll run into town real quick. Talk to the cooking vendor. Pretty sure I would have checked before. And even your money weighs stuff. I think I burned through a bunch of my potions. I got in a fight with 2 bandits, and I burned through a ton of my potions. That was a sad day for me. Yep, it's definitely winter. That was abrupt. Now, there's a day-night cycle, but I don't think the NPCs have any sort of schedule. So, should be able to check in with them whenever I'd like.
Can I help you?
Nah, I want to look at your recipes. Turnip, soothing tea, pungent paste, ocean fricassee. I know a number of these already. Lux Lachey, jerky. How much is bread? I guess bread is kind of cheap though. I don't have a lot of money though. No, I don't need it that bad right now. I need to save up. How much does the have any of that bread stuff though? Here, I'm gonna buy.
Can I help
I'm actually
you?
gonna buy some bread. Why the hell not? I get 5 breads. And for a transaction. Hey, Station 82, how you doing? Hey! Gathering water stands out as weird. I agree, Nick. Now, you can have a campfire and you can only cook one thing on it at a time. But if you put a pot on it, and I ended up with a spare pot that I looted from a bandit, so I decided to put that here for easy cooking. Oh, I left all my jam upstairs. Son of a bit. All my plans. All my plans have failed to come to fruition because I didn't bring any jam with me. And here, we'll do, since I got 5, I think the recipe was 5 and 5. Isn't it? Playing a new Sims 4 Eco Lifestyle add-on pack. How's that going? I haven't been in a Super Sims mood for a long time. There have been times in years past where I've been obsessed and it was the only game I played for a month. How much do these weigh, though? Oh, they don't weigh that much. Alright. I might keep a reserve of those around because they help with the, with being cold. Not worth the price. Did you buy it at full price? That's the thing with Sims, is I wait sometimes for them to have sales, but they never have great sales on their expansion packs. So I pick and choose. So recently, sometime in the last few months, I picked up... There was a sale where it's like 50% off everything, and I sort of did some research into what was considered the most essential. I think I got one about parenting and raising, like, family dynamics. I got seasons, I got university. I can't remember if I got city life. That was one I was considering. I know I got the ones I just mentioned, though.
Can I help you?
Alright, so if I sell... Oh, that's just worth 2 each. That's not good. That's not a profit. I'll still sell some anyways, but I think I'm getting a raw deal. Although, each piece of bread and jam makes me 5 of those, or 3 of those. So maybe it doesn't. Maybe I do end up coming out ahead. I was going to sell my machete, too. Transaction complete. Pirate Tin? Oh, I see what you're saying. I did a little bit of that in the 2000s. And then somebody threatened through my ISP to sue me. They found out somehow. I basically had to... My ISP froze up my internet and said, click this thing to say you're going to delete all, like, other people's pirated content. Oops, that's not what I wanted to happen. And promise never do it again by clicking here. And I did. And then I never pirated again after that. I know there are ways to do it, probably, that I've heard, that help you evade detection, but for me that was the end. 2008, 2009 marks the end of my pirating career. And the way, well, some games don't go on sale a whole lot, but the way I feel about it now, especially with Steam and Steam sales and with my 600 game library, I have no need. It's not like I'm starving for content and it's just not fair and I can't afford it. Like, no. I got way too much to play and I bought it all dirt cheap. Legit. Except for G2A. That was a little shady. A lot of those games got revoked. Those keys got revoked in retrospect. Let me see, what time is it? It's 1:15 in the morning. Like I said, the game clock doesn't stop. Means I probably stayed up too late because I was not paying attention to the time. I do need to repair a little bit. I think I need to repair quite a bit. Hopefully I can get by on 4 hours of sleep. We'll see if this bites me in the ass later. It very well might bite me in the ass. Oh, because your PC is iffy. Okay. Yeah, I guess they don't really do, for the most part, demos anymore. Occasionally you can do game demos, but it's not like it used to be. It's not quite as commonplace. Alright. So, now I'm gonna go out and explore a little bit. We're gonna see. Actually, I think I want to make... How do I make that bitter tea? I think I want to make some more of that bitter tea. Because it's Frio outside. Soothing tea. Bitter spicy tea. It's these bugs and water. I got a bunch of those bugs. Let me grab 10 of those bugs. These bugs. Because I got 10 units of water on me. And I want to see how heavy they are before I commit to carrying 10 of them. Carrying 10 might be overkill. All right. I forgot I still had some meat in here. I guess I didn't have enough to do all the jerky. All right, they look like they're about half a pound each, so I definitely don't want to be bringing a whole pile of those. But why don't we keep 4 of them? We'll keep 2 pounds worth of those. And gonna head down and refill my water. Well, you gotta use the bitter spicy tea, Brad. I'm gonna see how long I can go out here before I start getting cold. Because it's snowing, but apparently it's not cold enough that I'm getting cold yet. So that's exciting. You guys got to see the seasons change as soon as I launched the game. I don't know. Bitter spicy tea. I mean, I'd probably add a little sugar. I don't know if that defeats the purpose, but it sounds like it could be good. Oh, I do want to stop by our well and refill my water. And we'll go run around and explore a little bit. You start the game where there is magic, but you don't have magic. You actually have to, where that huge mountain is, in the center of that mountain, there's like these wizard dudes. And I think you have to sacrifice some of your health or your stamina in order to gain a mana bar. And so the more mana that you gain, you have to sacrifice the physical stats. So there's a trade-off. But all that stuff in the mountain costs money, and it's hard to get there. There's really hard things to kill. And I don't feel up to killing those things, and I also don't have enough money to justify fighting my way through them, because once I get to the center, I won't be able to afford shit. So I don't think I'm going to go in there. The downside of that place is I wouldn't mind going in there just to kill a few, like just to nab a thing or two and kill it. But the way it's set up is like almost a trial, where you go in and you have to jump down from like an entry room. You jump off of a ledge and then you can't get back up. The only way out is through. And so if you go in there, you're committed. You gotta... Okay, and I'm starting to get cold. Now I'm curious to see how well this protects me from cold. This jelly bread stuff. 236 seconds. Oh, that's not bad. Here, some more of those berries. The same berries that I made that jam from. The berries and stuff regrow over time. So usually if I see them as I'm walking by, I'll grab them. And then a few days later, you'll see them again. I've done a fine job gathering that water. I didn't catch that. Oh, shit. These birds. I think they're supposed to be super easy enemies. But, of course, I have all sorts of difficulty. But now I got a bow, bitch. What do you think of that? Huh? I didn't have the bow last time. What are you doing over there? Why are you hiding behind the fence? Oh, son of a bitch. I don't want to waste all my arrows. This guy run fast! Let's corner him. Son of a bitch. Alright, now he's down. Hey, it looks like I got one arrow, at least one of my arrows back. Well, the thing is if you just run right up to him with your axe out, they'll take some stabs at you, and I don't have a lot of health. And my armor's not super protective, so... Usually those little bites that they nip in at me when I first go in at them, hand mano-a-mano, ends up taking them, you know, up to a, I don't know, if not a full quarter of my health, then a good chunk of that first quarter of health. Alright, why am I overweight now? Oh, the meat. Yes. Eggs. Alright, so I'm basically at capacity. Let's refill those arrows. We're at capacity, sir. Oh shit. Bandits are back. I wonder if I can, well, first off, do this. These guys aren't timid like birds. You guys gonna notice me? Oh shit, they did. Oh shit! Hey! Fuck! See, I'm already down. I've lost a quarter of my health. This is actually much better than my fights usually go. Alright, so I lost half my health fighting these two guys. I probably could get good, and it wouldn't be as much of a problem. Alright, let's see what they drop. Hey, there's some more arrows. Bandage. That's not bad. What did he drop? A weapon? Another machete? Why is my pouch overweight? Why do you put the arrows in the pouch? I don't need those in there. I've got enough in there already. And that's heavy. Hey, another water skin. I probably don't need to carry 3 full water skins on my person. Oh, I should probably should probably have a little bit of food. I didn't really restock food, did I? Except for this stuff. Does this heal me at all? Not really. Keeps me from being hungry, but it doesn't... not... Oh. Alright, so I'm going to use a bandage. That'll get me healing a little bit up over time there. And I'm close enough to town that now that I've got all this heavy weapons from them, I'm going to head back and sell some of it. So there is sort of a story going on with this game. There's like 3 factions and your village is one of them. And there is something where there's some urgent thing going on where they have to meet. And the elder of the village has said, like, her daughter's who's going to be like the heir, like the mayor, basically, is going to inherit leadership, hates the whole blood price stuff and certain things of the politics that she wouldn't tell me about. And so she bailed on her mom and is going to one of the other factions. So now the mother, who is friends with my father, offered to basically adopt me to be the next in line to run the village, and would forgive my blood debt of my ancestors if I did so. So something to think about. If I don't mind joining a faction that kind of has some weird assholey tendencies.
What can I do for you? All right.
Let's see. I don't think I need this. I don't need that. I'm gonna keep the water, but I'm gonna store it, because if I'm ever doing like alchemy or something, I wouldn't mind carrying this much water. I don't think I need that much eggs. Here, have the beef jerky too. And I don't need that much meat. I got enough. I might want to pick up some more food when I'm at home, though, since I'm here. All right. Kill burbs. Maybe I'll take a nap for an hour to gain my health, too. Health regen in this game is no joke. Like, the game's like, oh yeah, remember those 2 guys you fought and you let them get a couple swipes at you? Yeah, this is your health now. Unless you just gorge yourself with food or use all of your bandages. Like, oh, okay. And bandages, it's not... You don't come across them all the time. I think you can buy them, but you can see my money. I've made a little bit from selling stuff. I have 60 now, but it's not like you end up rolling in the bucks in this game. It needs less calming music. That's fair. I'd say that's a fair assessment, Brad. Let's see, is there any other food I should bring along? Thinking maybe food that... Got this meat stew. It's just generic food. I need to eat that ocean fricassee. That's running out. I have had that for a long time. It's starting to go bad. Nothing else is really going bad. Do I have any food that helps with the cold? Sure there is. Here, I'm just gonna grab a couple of these. I'll take 3. I'll eat 1. Get some more healing going. So that stuff does heal a little bit, so that's good. And oh wait, I was gonna take an hour nap. How's my armor doing? Doing all right. Do 1 hour. Now, if you sleep out in the wilderness, there's a chance of ambush, so you actually set certain hours to guard, which will reduce that. There are certain places, when I started the game, you might have noticed where by my campfire there's a swarm of butterflies. If you find swarms of butterflies out in the wild, those are locations that if you put down a tent or a bedroll, Those are special locations with 0 ambush chance. All right, let's give it an hour and see if that replenished my health. You just gather water all day. What time is it? And it's like 3 in the afternoon. It's like the whole day is wasted. I'm gonna need to get me like a nice tent. I don't know if my bedroll's gonna cut it out here. Although they do say if it's too cold outside, you can find caves. Tends to be tempered in there. But there's no little safe butterfly spots in dungeons. Yeah, I've got to see if there's mods. There might be ways to slow down, because it does sometimes feel like the days go by a little too quickly. And I wouldn't mind them going by a little less quickly. But you can get a bit done, though. Now that I think about it, you can get a bit done. It's just that that's sort of what encourages you to have camping gear and cooking gear and things like that. Because if you're going to be... I'm always just tempted to run back home real quick. And the thing is, you get overburdened real fast, too. And once you've reached your weight limit, that's, I think, one of the big things that slows you down. So then you gotta, like, if you really want to have an efficient adventure, you gotta start thinking about, well, maybe you can't bring a potion for every contingency while you're out there. Like right now, I've got a couple different types of tea. This one's for cold, if you catch the common cold. This one is for indigestion. Occasionally, if you click on, like, raw meat by accident, it's the only time I've gotten indigestion. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna move this over. It's like, whoops, I ate it. Your guy's like, oh, why'd you make me eat it? Now I'm sick. And then you vomit. You're like, as if you don't cure it, you vomit half the time when you try to eat till it's cured. When you approach your weight limit when you began your 40s. That's one of the things I'm working on right now. God damn it. Where did this fool come from? All right. We just got a stationary bike. We had some friends that posted a picture of their stationary bike, and it got us thinking, like, we need some way to exercise at home because our gym's closed down, and I don't know. Pouch overweight. Why is my pouch overweight? Oh, because my weapon is overweight. My weapon weighs more. Okay. Now, I don't want that happening every time I switch, so I need to take some... I want to do some swapping before I jump into this combat. I think... what do I not want to carry so much of? We'll say 5 of these. Did that do the trick? Oh shit! Hey, buddy. Oh. Come at me, brah. Oh shit, he did. All right, that took some slices out of him. Oh, did he? I think he died of a bleeding effect. All right. Let's see, where the hell... There's my backpack. So your weight limit keeps increasing? Is that what you're saying, Nick? Alright. All right, let's continue. Oh, my guy's getting cold. So, how much are those? Drink one of these again. So as you get throughout the day, your maximum, like when you heal different ways, the maximum starts going down. That's like will be a darker tinge of red or a darker tinge of yellow, and that's one of the things that requires you to sleep. Is as you exert yourself and the longer you stay awake, your maximum endurance and health start to go down, which forces you at a certain point to be like, hey, I can't go adventuring in this state. I'm gonna die the first thing I come across because I'm too tired and I'm too vulnerable. Oh yeah, I wanted to see. All right, so this is roughly the same as the food, but that potion also restores burnt stamina, like the max stamina that goes down. I think that potion also replenishes a bit of that. It took some pretty decent chunks out of him. It's not like a standard video game bullet sponge. Both him and I were, you know, vulnerable to losing damage in a rapid pace. But yeah, there's no one hitting. In real life, if you take an axe like this to somebody, you get one good swing on them, they're done. But very few video games actually reflect that mechanic, that reality when you're playing them. Unless you do some sort of a sneak attack, sometimes you can get a one shot off. Let's see what's going on here. That's a source of water in the midfield if we need it. It's river water, so you have to boil it or else it'll make you sick. But, you know, water. What time is it? It's almost 6 o'clock game time. I do have that camping spot up there. Now I'm trying to remember, if you set up a campfire and set up a thing to sleep on it, if you sleep too long, the campfire burns out and you freeze to death while you're sleeping. I'm pretty sure that's a thing you need to be careful of. I'll wait till it starts getting a little darker and then I might explore that mechanic a bit more. Oh, I'm sure. Just drink it, Brad. It's fine. Bushido Blade was a fighting game with no health bars. One hit could take you down. Huh? Yes, every game has its own design philosophies. Wait, what do I... Oh. What is this? I remember the name Bushido Blade, but I never played it, and I don't remember anything about it. It's an adventurer's corpse. Ooh, trader's garb. Astral potions, and raw alpha meat? Rots quickly and carries diseases while raw. What am I supposed to do with it? It's probably used in some kind of alpha recipe. Let me see if this is any better than what I'm wearing. No, 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 it's inferior in every way. Except it gives you a pouch bonus. I don't know what a pouch bonus of 8 does. Let me try it on. So my pocket, I have a 10-pound pocket and a 50-pound backpack. Let's put this on. And now I have an 18-pound limit. It's almost doubled my pocket limit. Okay, so it's not great for combat, but if I remember just hauling something, because that's the thing about enemies in this game is that a lot of them you can just avoid. Like those bandits, I could just run around them. The reason I fought them is because A, I can use experience fighting and getting a little better at the combat in this game. And B, what's B? I don't know. I'll think about it later. And C, I need the loot. I need money. They drop things that I need, like bandages. wound locations. You can hit someone's arm and they stop being able to use it. Feudal Japan, I think. I remember the title. Is that like an early 2000s, like a 2001 title? I can't just tap F to collect these berries, can I? Yeah, you can see I'm starting to get a little bit chilly. It might have been PS1. I remember the title, and I can't remember if I played it or rented it. But the title is ringing a bell as if it were at least a game that I was interested in. Did it get a lot of advertising? What was that one Xbox franchise that was about sword fighting? I can't remember. It's been 15 years. So I think the name of the game right now is to keep an eye out for butterflies. See what this little structure is up here. And picking berries all along the way. Good to pick berries. Starting to get a little dark, so yeah, probably would behoove me to find a safe place to camp. What's up over here? Gotta be careful because there could be bad shit hanging out. Okay, there's a cave entrance. Is this an ore right here? Iron vein. Ooh, a small sapphire. That's valuable. What is this place? Immaculate's cave. All right, let's have a look. These won't be cold in here. Immaculate's cave sounds like maybe it's not a place where everyone's gonna try and kill me. Dark though. There's a thing right here that does not seem hostile. Oh, it's reading a book. Sea breeze and Chersonese always fills me with the urge to travel. It's a pity that winter is so unbearably cold. You're a monster from Scourge and Immaculate. I'm just going to be polite instead of immediately saying you're a monster. I'm just going to ask him who he is. I sense there is more to this question. Yeah, what are you doing here? I'm on a journey. I want to learn. I want to grow. I want to see all that this world has to offer. I would like to be free of these instinctual shackles. If I never had to harm another person or beast again, I would be content. Apparently he has instincts that cause him to kill people. Yeah, I would note that there is sparse voice acting in this game. A game was developed by a studio of 9 people. So, hence, a bit rough around the edges. What's your name? Names are a human thing. My kind tell one another apart without such arbitrary nonsense. We only call ourselves Immaculates because that's what your kind calls us. You seem to enjoy reading. Yes, the knowledge from humans long since gone is quite valuable, and the way your kind makes fake history stories for the purpose of amusement is a comfort to me on the lonely road I walk. Can you help me? I don't know why. I do need shelter. I don't possess much, but I can offer you a piece of my survival gear. For reals? Storage. I like storage. An adventurer backpack. Ooh. Should I call him a monster now? You're a monster! And the circumstances of my creation are no one's concern but my own. What I am is alive. It is my fault that my enemies stir in me. Is it my fault that my enemies stir in me an instinctual rage? I avoid contact with them for this very reason. I wish no one any harm. What a nice and thoughtful monster he is. Thank you. I'll be off. Having friendly company brightens my day. Well, I hope that's not foreshadowing that he's gonna eat me next time I see him. So let's see about this adventurer's backpack. Capacity's 35. So here's the trade-off. Right now, if I roll with my backpack on, it's like this. It's sluggish, and you get locked into the animation for a long time. It makes you vulnerable. Whereas without a backpack, my roll is like this. There's a big difference there. So this backpack has a 50-pound capacity. The adventurer's backpack only has 35, but it does not hinder your roll at all. So you can continue wearing the adventurer's backpack while you're fighting. So see, now whenever you leave town, you have to think about why you're leaving, what you're planning on doing. If it's like if I know I'm going to that cave, for example, to where the magic people are, and I'm gonna have to fight a bunch of things, then maybe rather than bringing a big backpack full of like everything in the kitchen sink, I'll take that adventurer's backpack instead. Ooh, chest. Certainly he won't mind. A pistol. Needle tea. Old lantern crafting. Shiv dagger's a little unimpressive. The pistol is good. I think I even have some bullets back home that I collected. I heard bullets are extremely powerful, or guns are extremely powerful, but they have a very long reload time. So people that actually use guns, what they'll do is they'll load up their pocket with like 5 loaded guns, and they'll have the loaded guns all across their quick bar at the bottom, and that's how they'll use it. And if the thing is still alive by the time they're done shooting, then you know the gun's options just went out the window. So yeah, Nick, it's not necessarily everybody's cup of tea, this kind of game. As you're aware, I like the kind of games where you gotta think about those things. I'm not always in the mood for them, but I do appreciate them and enjoy them, and that was one of the things that was, to me, was particularly appealing. It was a selling point for me on this game. But I know we talked about this before, especially with Skyrim. I enjoy adding those realism mods, and I think I remember you saying before, like, I don't want to have to think about that stuff. You're just in it for fun. It's like more like a guilty pleasure than something you want to make you think real hard about what you're doing. And sometimes that's how I feel about games too. I have different games fitting different moods. Sometimes a game like Skyrim, depending on my mods, is a different game for different moods. Let me take all this and see what that looks like. I'm up to 38 pounds. Okay. Anything else in here? Any more like ores to get? Weight limits are the first thing you mod out of Skyrim. Yeah, the weight limit in this game is fairly severe. As far as role-playing games with weight limits go, these guys really... I mean, I think I'm carrying more than a person in real life could carry, probably. Although, I don't know, it might be... If these things are accurately weighted, a backpack with 50 pounds is not an unreasonable amount to carry. Although something like a machete probably weighs more than 2 pounds. A flintlock pistol probably actually weighs more than 1 pound. A mining pick, full-size mining pick, might very well weigh more than 5 pounds. So, but in general, the approach of this game is like, think about how much you could actually carry if you were going to leave your home and go run in the hills and kill monsters and you needed survival gear. How much could you actually carry? And that's sort of the philosophy of the game, is they want you to think about it like, if you were really a dude that had to go out into the wilderness, these are the things you'd have to think about. And that's what their specific goal for this game was. Swords don't weigh much, weapons. Oh, that's true. But also swords, they do have a certain amount of weight in order to, like, for the blades to have momentum once you swing them, right? But I don't know. Honestly, I've never held a real sword, so not that I can recall. All right, was there a bed in here that I was going to try and sleep on? I was also going to see if I could lay my bedroll out in here. I'll bet if I had said I needed shelter, he would have given me a tent. So let's have a lie down. 0% ambush. So this is a safe place to rest. Let's do a little bit of repairing. And I'll be thirsty when I wake up, but that's okay. You could carry not very much. Your whole life is built upon trying to avoid situations like this. Well, it is kind of an interesting exercise, though, if you think about, like, if you actually were someone who's like, oh yeah, I that would be cool to go on an adventure, and like, if I only knew how to use a sword, I could go out there and I could do what that guy did in the game. And it's like, this is more the real taste of the philosophy was, in an interview that I saw, is they felt having a game constantly remind you that it's not real, to them, is immersion breaking. So a game that is constantly making you evaluate and plan as if it were real, by their design philosophy, would help you be more immersed, because it would feel like a more authentic experience. Now again, absolutely not everybody's cup of tea, but that's the appeal. That's what they're going for. All right, I think I can let's pick up the old bedroll. Now this is good to know. Oh, the dude's gone. I wonder if this place will be safe if I come back in here later. Well, it's good to know, though. This place is, I can't. I was going to say I'll look at my map, but it's not like it's going to be prominently on my map. I can sort of probably figure out roughly where it is, though, by comparing where I am in relation to the mountain. I probably should have started with some of that jam bread, because I'm already cold. So the mountain is south, almost directly south, slightly to the west. So I'm probably right here or here. In fact, this might be it. This little thing up here. Or here, but it's somewhere around here. All right. But yeah, with that weight limit, it definitely, like, I start thinking like, oh, this is cool, I'm out exploring, but I know I'm gonna have to go back to town when my bags get too full. Which I'm up to. Oh, hey, howdy, honkin' neighbors. Swords are 2 or 3 pounds. They seem heavier because of how they're held. I guess, yeah, from like a leverage to weight point of view. All right. Plus swinging around, the weight gets higher. Okay. Hey, look who it is, everybody. It's Stone. What's up, man? Lawcocks. You could always count on Stone to show up and call us all a bunch of lawcocks. It's his thing. How you doing, Stone? All right. Ooh, hold on. I think these turnips. Oh, it's not turnips. Well, I should probably be careful how much food I'm gathering because I don't think I've got a problem with food backstores. In fact, I'm afraid some of my food's gonna end up going bad. All right, what is this sign? Northeast, Hallowed Marsh, east to Vigil Tower. See if there's a, this looks like the sort of place where there would be people loots. EV23 is the best EV. I think I even forgot to mention that today. Mining pick, sandals, Potafure de Pirate. I don't know what any of that means. Alright, I'll take all of that, but that's gonna place my weight pretty close to capacity. We're at capacity, sir. And there's fishing. I didn't bring my... You had to bring a fishing spear for that. I didn't bring it. But if I really run out of food, that's one very easy way to gather... to get stuff to make food. Is there's a beach you can run along that's pretty close to town. And you can just... run along that beach, pick up a bunch of seaweed and fish. And, oh, there's a big crab monster. That thing is a fucking nightmare. Okay, hold on. I'm getting cold. Time for some spicy tea. Should warm me up a little bit. Now, I want to see what's going on up here. Food brother, Felix Contreras. Oh. How you doing, man? You just bought a portable house. What does that mean? 3-bedroom mobile home. 3-bedroom mobile home. Oh, I was thinking motor home. I was like, wait a minute. How do you get 3 bedrooms into a motor home? But that's a pretty sizable mobile home, though. I've known some people that had some pretty cush mobile homes. Alright, this looks vaguely familiar. I think there's some baddies around here. I also think I need to get back to town because I got way too much crap on me. But if I really want to have an expedition like this, I think I really need to thin out my inventory. And if it turns out I forgot to, or I didn't bring something along that it turns out I really need, most of the time you come out here and you bring all this stuff along, like all these things for status effects, and I don't usually ever need 10 portions of water and so forth. I'll probably go without a ton of this stuff. And then I wouldn't be running out of storage space. Maybe I shouldn't, if I'm not collecting food, maybe I shouldn't pick every berry that I run by either. See, these are things I gotta think about. Maybe I should try to be selective about what I'm putting in my bag. 1,800 square feet. Wow. That's big, man. Pretty sure I've lived in houses that we considered pretty decent size that were smaller than that. Man, are we the baddies? Well, when the game starts, like the little tutorial, you've just washed up on the beach from a shipwreck. And you start off as the village hates you, because you went out on this voyage and it was like a trade mission to try to get a bunch of goods, to make a profit to help you. I think the idea is you wanted to try to pay off your blood debt. And there's a shipwreck, and basically a bunch of people died. There were very few survivors, and so in addition to them being pissed that you were behind on your blood debt because of this journey, they also were blaming you for the deaths of the other people that died on the ship during the shipwreck. And it's like you and two other people survived, and one of them washed up on the beach and you rescued him and you got some cred for that. The other guy that survived with you was just, turns out the shipwreck was caused because his brother was supposed to be tending the lighthouse and his brother fell asleep. So now he's got a blood price on him because of what his brother did. So he's like, fuck that, I'm going to this other faction. Come join me if you want to join me. So that's the third faction that I can join, is that guy who seems pretty cool. And he's over this blood price ancestry. We got to pay for the things that your bloodlines do. But when you start the thing, it's like the villagers are all basically ready to lynch you and take your house away and like string you up. And it was the leader of the village, who was friends with your dad, is the one who slowed them up because she declared a period of mourning, which means that you can't go after anyone's blood debt during the 5-day period of mourning. And so that's how the game starts, is like you have 5 days to come up with a certain amount of money or to earn tribal favors in order to consider yourself squared away with your arrears. Oh, there's 5 of you in a 3-bedroom and 1,800 square feet. That can work, but yeah, 5 is a lot of people. So it all depends on who's sharing rooms and how well those people get along. But that's a respectable size house for that many people, I'd say. There's an old movie that RLM reviewed on Best of the Worst. I think it's called Blood Debt, or a blood price, or blood something blood. You, Becca, and 3 boys, 5, 9, and 15. All right. Yeah, I've liked a couple. I think Half in the Bag I enjoy, because I like the Plinkett stuff, and that sort of keeps the Plinkett thing going. All right, there's a few little things to sell.
What can I do for you? All right.
Let's see, I don't need 2 mining picks, so I'll sell the one that's a little bit busted. Gonna sell that machete. Alpha meal. This thing's gonna be rotten, I think, before I can figure out what there's something special I can do with it. But I'm gonna go to the cooking vendor. The small sapphire, I feel like I might need for something, so I'm gonna hold on to that for now. Yeah, no, they cover some good stuff in Best of the Worst too. I do enjoy that. Who's the one dude that laughs really like a hyena? I can't remember his name. He's the one who does Plinkett in Half in the Bag. Is it? I don't know all their names yet.
Can I help you?
I've been watching them for years, but I don't know. I want to say Rich. Anyways. Rich Evans, yeah. I've sometimes fallen asleep watching Red Letter Media stuff, and then it'll switch to a Best of the Worst, and I'll wake up because his hyena shrill laugh will pierce my ears, and I'll like wake up scared, like, startled. I'll be like, oh shit, it's gotten to a video with Rich Evans in it. All right, I think I don't think I'm gonna, if it's one of these recipes uses alpha meat, I don't think I'm gonna have the kind of money to blow on recipes that way just to find out before this thing spoils. So I'll probably regret this later. It'll be like, you dumbass, there's only 4 alpha meats in the whole game, and you just sold one of them for 4 silver, you idiot. But, you know, I do need to learn how to craft that planter. Gotta remember that. I don't need that. I think the seaweed I can afford to get rid of. His laugh took some time to get used to, but now you enjoy it. I won't say that in the right circumstances I find it amusing. It's just that it is ear piercing, and if you're falling asleep and you come out of a deep sleep to hear it, it's a little shocking. That's all I have to say. But I mean, I enjoy him, and sometimes his laughter is like is a nice way of capping off, you know. It takes a funny moment and makes it funnier. Because you get the sense that the dude, it's his real laugh. Like, the dude is literally giddy with, you know, laughter. It's definitely ear piercing. Stopped in and let you know the good news. Wait, hold on a minute. About the mobile home. Okay. I was like, wait, was it the mobile home? Was that the good news? I couldn't remember if you were just telling you had one or you just bought one. And then I looked and I was like, oh yeah, you just got it. Well, congrats, man. Congrats on your new home. That's very exciting and very happy for you. Alright, I don't need this. I don't need all the shivs. Do I have bullets? I have 11 bullets. Do I want to mess with a gun yet? I know it's real slow to reload. Gun is 1 pound. Bullets are 1 pound. Do I want to give up something in my inventory? Yeah, it's a nice house. It's his ancestral home, you know? Alright, hold on a sec. Let's see what I got on my person. Good, good. Okay. I think for now, since I'm not sure about the gun, I'm gonna put that away. The sandals I'll keep in case I want to disassemble later. The adventurer's backpack has some appeal, but since I'm not explicitly going out to fight, I think I'm putting a lot of stuff. Well, I don't even use, let's see, I don't even have mana, so I'll save that for later. These teas I will not necessarily need. What's this one? A warm potion. Increases fire damage and resistance. And resistances. That might help, but it seems like something you don't use just because you're cold. See, we'll put 4 of those away. I don't think I need all this linen cloth on me either, to be honest. I want to have it so I can craft stuff, but I don't think I'm gonna need 5 thick oils either. I rarely need to refill my lantern, so why don't we just have 2 in reserve? Oh, I do want to learn the lantern crafting, though. Alright. And I think I want to make jam with those berries. Yeah, it's a nice house. I wish I could climb these ladders, because the ladders go all the way up the lighthouse. That's one thing. It's like, if I really lived here, I would totally want to go up and see what things look like from the top of the lighthouse, but I can't. I need to get Mage Weave. Yeah, I can make much bigger bags, a lot more slots. Make the jam. It's my jam, baby. Yeah, Oregon life's not bad, Food Brother. I mean, since we're sheltering in place for the most part still, I mean, things are opening up, but there's not a ton to do. And we're still being cautious about that sort of thing. Both my wife and I are not in the best conditions to, right now, to pick up COVID. And despite everyone acting like it's over now, like, generally, apart from the big, huge population centers like New York, which is bringing down the national numbers because their numbers are going down, everywhere else, infection rates are at least holding steady, if not accelerating. So there's more of a chance. I know I've been monitoring our local area, the Portland area, and there's more of a chance of getting it now than there ever was. So I know I'm not getting out and exploring, like enjoying Oregon life, except for the fact that it's beautiful looking out my window, and I can appreciate that in general it's just a beautiful place. So I am able to appreciate that every day. The only thing I don't appreciate is the asshole bird. I don't know if I've talked about the asshole bird before, but there's a bird. It comes around in the spring, and it makes these terrible chirps. You can hear him echoing through the whole neighborhood. And he starts at 5 in the morning, and he doesn't stop till about 10 at night. And he goes, chirp, 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 chirp. Chirp, 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 chirp. And he just does it constantly all day. Let me see. I'll take my headphones off for a second. Is he going? I don't hear him right now. Where's Asshole Bird? I actually downloaded a rain white noise app. I tried a few different white noises, and I could still hear the Asshole Bird. So, but I found that like the sound of raindrops hitting water when I turn that up, because the thing is I'll wake up at 5 in the morning because I can start to hear him echoing around the neighborhood. So if I don't drown him out sometimes, I can't get back to sleep. And frequently by 5 in the morning, I've maybe only slept, 6 or 7 hours. And I need my beauty sleep. Well, Food Brother, that's the thing about Asshole Bird, is he does not have a consistent song. So he'll go chirp, 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 and each one is slightly off key and randomly off key. And he'll go chirp, 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 chirp. He got up to 11 chirps one time, but normally he does like between 3 and 5. And it's random. It totally breaks up the whole neighborhood. It's not the kind of thing that can fade into the background. It's not like a bird that fades into the background. He's the Asshole Bird. I don't know what a cloaca is, but I'll tell you, this bird is an asshole. All right, just realized time's a burning. How much is this? Hold on. I can afford to keep the money with me. I don't need 2 flints and steels. Apparently you can use them for something. Whoops, I need 1 though. You can use them for something later down the road. But all you need on you is 1, and it seems to be somewhat unlimited. You just need that when you set up a fire to start the fire. Don't need that on me. Don't need this on me. Let's keep 4 healing potions on me. All right. I'm keeping a couple antidotes because if I do come across something that poisons you, poison will F you up. And if there's something that can poison you, you may need more than 1. So that's one thing that I want to make sure, even though I have rarely needed to use it. A lot of these status effects are inconveniences that kind of screw up your ability to maintain like proper nutrition or that sort of thing. But they're not like you're going to be dead in the next 45 seconds if you don't get an antidote type of things. You can still find your way back to town. Do you even know anything about bird law, bro? Oh, I should. I'm gonna drink a little bit of this water because I'm thirsty. I'm gonna put that back in here. So I'm down to 17. Got 2 ocean fricassees. I gotta remember to eat these. I think, how's my food doing? I think I like those meat stews that I made. I have a bunch of them. I will grab a couple more of those. And the bitter spicy tea. Okay. I didn't really lighten up that much though, did I? I think I started last time with 25. Can I... You know what? I don't need those. I'll probably regret saying that later, but... How do I make meat stew? What do I need for meat stew? If I run out of food out in the field, it might be something that I can easily make. Meat stew is a meat, a vegetable, and salt. How much does salt weigh? Maybe I just bring 5 salts along. How about 3 salts? 4 salt. That's good. Nope. I feel like the mining pick I should definitely bring with me. Yeah, I can't think of anything more that I should not bring along. So let's see, what time is it in game? 6 p.m. How's our equipment doing? Equipment's in pretty good shape. So maybe we just hit the old hay and give it a fresh start in the morning. We'll do 1 hour of repairing, and then we'll just have us a nice long sleep. What is a cloaca? Oh, it's the everything hole for birds and reptiles. I didn't read between the lines to the line where Nick explained exactly what a cloaca is. Am I saying it right? Cloaca? Alright, so the name of the game now is... I might pick up to 4 berries because I can use those to make meat stew in case I need them. But I am not going to compulsively pick everything that I come across. Cloaca. Probably now fucking it up even more. Cloaca? Cloaca? I think you made that up. I think that's a made-up word, Nick. Cloaca? Cloai. Long O. What is that? Cloaca? Oh.
Cloaca,
Cloaca.
cloaca,
Cloaca.
cloaca,
All right, that's a little more manageable. I can see now that that's what you were getting at, Nick. It just wasn't. It wasn't sinking in. Cloaca means a bird asshole, bird hole. The useful word to know. I have to tell my wife about it. Asshole bird is the talk of our home, anyways. I'm the one who becomes a little more, and I think maybe it's because we're home all the time that we're also a little more prone to be irritated by some of the noises that are around here that maybe we wouldn't notice as much otherwise. But there's asshole bird, and there's a dude that drives around a car where he's modified the engine to be super loud to sound like a big, like, sonic boom level fart. He drives by about twice a day. We call him Big Dick because his penis is huge and he's super cool, and I hope I can be friends with him someday because that's how cool he is. Asshole, urethra, genitals. It's the everything hole. Okay. Yeah, because birds only do have the one hole, don't they? They really do. Kind of disgusting. If you think about it. Think about if you're trying to have a bird relationship, do bird things. I don't know. I wouldn't want to go there. Why is my poop so gross? Yeah, Chauncey's still in an egg laying phase. Or an egg guarding phase. She's been at it for like has it been 3 months? I know it's been at least 2 months. It seems like it's been a long time. Alright, getting cold. Alright. I gotta remember, how much do those berries weigh? They actually don't weigh very much. So I can use those berries in particular for more heat stuff if I run out. The fart can exhaust? I don't know what it is. I've never seen him. All I know is... Oh, shit. Nope. I'm not up for that bullshit right now. One of my 2 or 3 deaths that I've experienced in this game was trying to take one of those. They're giant crabs that shoot lightning at you, okay? I'd just as soon not. I'd just as soon not get involved at this moment. So yeah, the more that you sprint, the quicker your sprint bar, just like your maximum sprint capacity, starts disappearing too. So there's Asshole Bird, there's Big Dick, so cool. Someday I hope I can be friends with him. All the ladies love him, all the men want to be him, and I'm no exception. Super cool. What was the third one? Shouty Cat. Shouty Cat. It's a lady. A lady loosely. A young woman, I would estimate in her maybe around 20. Who sometimes, well, she always, if you hear her talking, she talks very loud and it echoes around the parking lot outside. You can hear her everywhere. So anytime that she's near a window or on her balcony or walking out of the parking lot and you hear her talking, whatever she's talking about, her natural talking volume is at what normal people would consider like kind of shouting. And but then to add insult to injury, I think she likes getting her drink on the weekend, and she gets super exclamatory about everything, and she gets in spirited discussions with someone else that you can't hear because they're speaking at a normal conversational level. And she will speak in shouting terms about like, oh, what I had for dinner, it was delicious, or whatever it was, but she's shouting it, and it echoes till 2 or 3 in the morning. And she has earned the nickname Shouty Cat. Okay. Bullets. Yeah, this is worth grabbing. I don't want 15 in the inventory, though. I've already forgotten how to pronounce it. But I'm very glad I learned about the existence of those things. I do not remember that line at all from Mass Effect. So here's some butterflies, so if I want to sleep here, I can. I think what we're discovering is there's plenty of places for me to sleep. Not so much useful if you run out of inventory space. So that's like a bandit camp thing. I haven't really checked that out before. Maybe I should. We should give it a little look-see. Let me see how my Oh, I thought this thing was a progress bar. I'm like, oh, it's still pretty much full, but this thing's about to go away. Those things go away really quick. And now I'm getting cold again. That makes me sad. Uh-oh. Bandits. All right, I don't feel like fighting everybody right now, so maybe what I'll do, I'm just gonna bypass these dudes. I think there was the one with a wolf up there, a dog monster. Those hyenas or whatever they are, you can't really outrun those things very well, so I'm gonna give that a wide berth. Because if they see you, you don't have a lot of options in terms of whether or not to engage. You're pretty much locked into a fight. Baklava? Isn't that the Greek pastry? Is that no, that's something else. Balaclava. Okay. Like baklava. It's like a Greek honey, Middle Eastern pastry. Very good. I didn't know it could keep your face warm. Yeah, I've got it's part of my charm is misusing or mispronouncing words. It took years for Nick to get me properly trained on the difference between attribute and attribute. I think I finally got it down so that I use them properly without having to stop and have an internal monologue about, oh! Okay, that sucked. Am I bleeding? And I'm bleeding. Crap. Stupid spike trap. That sucked. It was this spike trap. I'm curious. Yeah, I'm sure they'll come back up again. Or did they spend it all? I'm not going to step back up on it to see. That's some bullshit. That hurt. That's a That took out a third of my health. Oh yeah, there was that magic looking village I was going to take a look at too. I'll take a look at here. See if I can sneak around, if there's anything good for me to loot. Okay. There's obviously not nice people living here. 'Tis but a flesh wound. I'm invincible! Oh, enter. Why do I feel like hitting? I was going to just sneak in. I feel like I've had to hit F. It's going to go badly for me. Let's see what happens. The worst that can happen is I die and they capture me. And then I spend the rest of my life in indentured servitude. Should I murder hobo my way through this fort? I do believe it is bandits. Like, they are people that will kill me on sight. But there is a surprising lack of persons. Oh, look at all these chests. Oh. Oh, they're empty. Oh shit, there's a dude right there. Uh-oh. All right, that didn't go so badly. Here he's got travel ration. Is it ration or just ration? That's what I got confused back from when I first learned basic Dungeons and Dragons when I was 9 or 10. The first time I saw the word ration, I called it ration, and for some reason it's become a sticking point on my tongue ever since. Well, I feel like the hat he's wearing now is pretty well suited to fishing, Brad. What is this thing? I don't think that thing's only worth, it's only worth 5 gold. It's a lot, it's pretty heavy. Oh, does everyone in this game wear hats better suited to fishing? This is a special hat that I crafted all by myself, Brad. Was he... I didn't look at his, at this guy. Did he have a fishing hat on too? Yeah, he's got the same kind of hat I do. I made this myself. I did. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Whoops. I meant to hit stealth, not drop bag. Okay, here's another chest. Can be empty? Oh, no. Hex cleaner, that's good. Padded boots. Good. Mineral tea. I don't think I'll take this. What is this? That's gets good food dish. I don't think I need the mineral tea and the egg. I can make that stuff myself, or at least I can learn to. Maybe if I get indigestion, I'll come back and I'll drink the mineral tea. Nope. Why do I keep doing that? I think I have that button bound to my, what in other games is my walk run toggle. There is no walk button in this game. I imagine if you use a controller, the analog will let you walk, but for me it's sprint or nothing, or run or nothing. You think a Pope hat would be a good call, Brad? Do you think that would help me with my fishing? That's the question is, how appropriate is it for fishing? I'm a little concerned coming near all these tents that there's going to be more bad guys. Junk pile? Mana stones. Oh, those are good. Hey, look, there's a straw hat, Brad. Is this the sort of thing you were hoping for? Here. Where's the straw hat? What I'm wearing is a lot better, but what do you think of that, Brad? Who's a fisherman now? Actually, this does look like a different variation of a fishing hat. All right, let's put the one with the better armor on now. It wouldn't hurt your fishing. Oh yeah, Mr. Wilson from Home Improvement. I need to find a fence. Come over here and be like, oh, I can't. I guess I can't hide my face behind stuff. Well, so much for portraying an accurate Wilson. I think I can't go over there. This little excursion into this camp has been a lot less brutal than I was afraid it would be. I've seen this camp for miles, and I've always thought it would be a terrible idea to come inside. Okay, that looks like more people than I want to deal with. Just stay up there. I'm gonna keep looking slowly around your base and looting of whatever valuables seem most worthwhile for their weight. Thank you, Whittle Creeps. You know what I'm gonna do? Meat stew? Yeah, you know what? I'll take the meat stew and I'll eat the meat stew immediately. Oh, I need to eat that ocean fritter stuff. And then I'm going to empty out. You know what? I'm going to drink a little bit of it first. And then I'm going to empty it because I don't need that much, I don't need that much water, but I could use a water skin. Collecting the water skins is good. And they don't, when they're empty, you don't weigh anything. That fire looks too close to the building. It is a large, aggressive fire to be so close to a building that's made 100% of wood. I understand your concerns, Whittle Creeps. Yeah, they must be. They must all be out committing banditry. Okay, there's... Is he by himself? Oh, he's coming. Oh, he's not fooled. What did I just do? Okay, that little maneuver took about a quarter of my health. Okay, but he's dead now, so, you know. I should have remembered to use my skillet, Maxie. Pouch is now overweight. I don't need to carry this much. Why don't we do this? Oh. Where did my backpack go? There we go. This is what I was trying to do. Redistribute the weight a little bit. Wait, what's heavy? Oh, it's still that. Why I had... Oh, because I picked up the machete. I picked up all that stuff while I wasn't wearing my backpack, so it went into my pocket. And my pocket got overwhelmed. Is this part of the fort I can walk into? Apparently yes, and I see like a wolf monster over there. And I don't care for it. Okay, this guy looks like he's maybe somewhat well equipped. Oh, that is an impressive hammer. I'll bet that would hurt a lot. All right. Hey, that wasn't so bad. Hey, that was a bandit lieutenant. All right, let me put my backpack on. Well, he was parrying me. That iron great hammer seems like that's probably worth something. More arrows. A scavenger mask. I've gotten a disease. Oh shit. It's from being too cold. Okay. I have anything for disease. Let's go back. First off, let's stop being cold for a little bit. Let's drink some of my tea. There was some tea I found earlier, but I don't know if it cures disease. Disease is something I might actually have to go back to town to get rid of. Mineral tea. That's indigestion, not disease. Stamina regen negative 15 degrees. Disease cold. A common cold. Which thing? I know there was one of those teas does get rid of the common cold. I can't remember. It's not the one that I have, is it? Protects against the cold. There's another one that gets rid of the common cold. I don't have it. You spec'd into Canadian blood. Well, that is certainly very interesting. Standing in the fire pit. Hey, I wonder if that actually gives off heat. Actually, since I'm getting heated from my from that tea that I drank, I should probably take that opportunity to explore while I'm still experiencing that buff. If I start getting cold again, then I can see what happens if I stand next to the fire. Chicken noodle soup. Campbell's chicken noodle soup. That reminds me, I'm starting to get a little hungry. That happens every Thursday, every time I stream. Oh shit! Alright, I'm ready. Wasn't ready. Now I'm ready. Nice! Hey, I didn't even take any damage that time. You never seen or heard of this game till today? Well, it's an indie game. I wouldn't say it's one of those games that everyone's heard of. It's a game that if you follow PC releases and you're into indie, obscure survival fantasy type games, it would have shown up on your radar. but it's definitely not a game that I would say I would expect most people to have heard of. Let's see. Okay, linen cloth. It's always good to grab linen cloth when you can. That spear thingy, I don't need that. Alright, let's see what's in here. Like a lizard shucking its tail. I'm coughing. I think the coughing would interfere with my stealth. Crafting a fang great axe. Wait, I think that's what I made. I paid for that already. Well, I can sell that later. I think, can I craft it there? Wait, what's sparkling? What's sparkling and how do I get in there? It's a door that can be opened? Maybe there's another way in on the other side. Nope, there's a door there that I don't know how to open. Well, hold on now. Let's get back inside. I don't know if it's any warmer in here. Gonna craft a hey campfire kit. And going to place said campfire kit. Here, where we put it? There, we'll just put it right there on the wooden floor. Who gives a shit? Alright, so this should help. Yeah, this should help warm me up a little bit. And let's place my good old pot on there. Okay. Now let's see about this bitter spice tea. What are the other teas? Soothing tea? I need seaweed. There is ocean right outside. I'm gonna go run outside, see if I can find some seaweed. Let me grab that cooking pot back though. Was that all I needed was seaweed and water? Well, so far I feel like this little expedition has been worth the risk, because I was always afraid to set foot in here. I assumed I would have been immediately swarmed. An interact prompt came up with the door back there. I didn't notice it. I'll have to check that when I go back in. Is that what you mean? The door that I was like, I can't open. There was like, press F to open. Like, I don't know how to use doors. Game's too hard. Where's the F key? I think I ran around here before and found seaweed along this little shore. Fish. I don't, despite what Brad says, I don't need river water to drink. Okay, here's some beachy looking areas. Here we go. I'm not gonna do it, Brad. Do I have... I'm coughing. I don't think I brought the tea for indigestion either. I don't need to start vomiting too. Because that's what'll happen if I follow your advice, Brad. I don't think you know anything about river water, Brad. I think you're trying to get me to drink it, then I'll be sick. Because you think that'll be funny. Or you just think it's funny to tell me to drink it. How terrible would you feel if I actually drank it, Brad? And I was like, I did it because Brad told me to do it. My character started vomiting. He's been drinking river water for millennia. That's true, I suppose. Here, let's make another fire right here. Since we can. We can make fires everywhere. Anywhere we want that's got a tree nearby. We have the means. Soothing tea. He'd feel helpful for helping me. So if I drank the tea, of course nothing bad would happen to me. I'd just feel refreshed. I'd be like, oh. Well, maybe it's like, it's supposed to be like this frying pan. It's supposed to be hanging off the back. But they obviously don't change everything as you go along. But there's a lot of large items that hang off the backpack. My assumption is the pot, it would fall into that category. Because I actually don't have a frying pan in my inventory. That's true. You got him, Brad. You got him. You got him. Immersion. The entire illusion has been broken. Alright, let's have some of that soothing tea, shall we? Alright, so my cold is now receding. I'm gonna go back to that door and see what's going on there. It's soothing river water. Is that exactly what I need? All right, have some of this. Yeah, everything's 100. Sure. Now let's stand by this fire. I guess I can't, like, walk into the fire dramatically. As a matter of protest. Oh, yeah. 2 power coils are required. Well, that's too rich for my blood. Let's see, it's 5:30. I wonder if I put out my bedroll here, what the ambush chances would be. Would they even let me do it? Oh yeah, there we go. But it's too far away from the... Here we go. Right by the fire, too. Ambush percent 90. Oh, 1 hour? Oh, but then every time I... So I have to guard for every... I wonder how long the fire will last, though. Let's test this theory. You know what? Screw it. I don't want to test this theory. Not yet. Not till it's dark. Then we'll test the theory. I do not want a little ambush. Every combat in this game... Oh, fuck. Shit! The hell is that? One nasty son of a bitch. Wow. That was kind of a tough... I was thinking an armored... It's an armored hyena. Huh. Alright. They like my roll strat. My roll strats. Almost walked off without my backpack. That would have been terrible. Let's put that shit that I just picked up in there too. Why am I... Oh, I'm coughing because I'm still getting over my cold. Yeah, when you get a cold and you drink something for it, it doesn't just go away. Is that a person up there by that fountain thing? I think it is. Coating yourself in metal to be impervious to attack. That certainly is fascinating. For you to share that information, Whittle Creeps. Eat. Oh, Brad wants me to start eating things. Alright, that guy looks like he's by himself. So, I think I'm gonna go for it. Let me see. Let me put a bandage on. Get some healing going. Whoa! Oh shit! That's no fucking joke. Shit! All right. An ice witch. That thing... Luckily it was squishy, but that thing was very, very, very hard. Oh, Mike, lad. Now, Mike, if I recall correctly, you got this game when it came out. Oh, shit! And you were really into this game. Am I remembering right? Oh! Okay, this is way too much. Way too rich for my blood. Shit. Pick up the old backpack. Fuck. And death state. Death, random things happen when you die. In certain modes, there's like a 1 in 5 chance your character is actually permadead, but I'm not playing. That's in like hardcore mode. You force your eyes open and find yourself in a cart with prisoners and corpses bouncing along the road. A corpse hanging from the gibbet passes your vision. Is that gibbet? I don't know that word. As unconsciousness takes you, you know that you have been taken prisoner by the Montcalm tribe. Well, that's just great. And hello, thunderous sanity. He jumped on my head. Indeed. Yeah, Mike, I remember when you when this came out that you were very enthusiastic about it. We had very good things to say about it. Hours later, you open your eyes again, imprisoned within the Montcalm village. You have no doubt they intend for your corpse to join the others dangling outside. Oh, shit. I don't want that. Where's all my stuff? This is not good. Wait, is this right where I was? Oh, fine, I would stay but I need to sleep. Understandable. Hey, it's my backpack. My backpack. Okay, what are my statuses? I'm in a little bit of a crisis right now. Very thirsty. Can't take care of that. Now, what's my other thing? What's my other status? Just pain. Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't bleeding. And I believe... Where's all the stuff I was holding in my hands? Alright, maybe it's in here? Yes. Bag overweight. That's okay. We're gonna sort it all out. Gonna get my axe back in hand. We gotta start moving some stuff up to my pockets. Like my potions? Where are my potions? Move to pocket. Move to pocket. I think I've got a lot more stuff now than I did before. What else did I had the bow in my pocket. I think it's because of this. Okay, the great hammer weighs quite a bit. And then there's the other attire, the dark worker attire that I just picked up, and the mace. Okay, so I just legit have a lot more stuff than I did before, but I think I want to hold on to this stuff because I can use it. I think for me, the name of the game is just get the F out of here right now. I need to drink some more. I need to get out of here and sleep. The backpack behind that door holds 150 weight. Well, once I get some magical circuits or whatever that I need to open that, I'll be able to find out for sure what's in there. I did get my hat back. You feel better, Nick? I'm ready for a fishing trip with the hat. I made it myself. Wonder how my stuff's in decent condition. That was a bit of a shock how much the difficulty ramped up once I approached the big building in there. Because I thought it was just going to be more regular bandits. But those guys did some crazy shit. Like, I gotta be careful on my way out here. There's another spike trap. But in particular, I know there was some bandits, and there was at least one bandit with a hyena that I will not be able to outrun. And right now you can see I'm down to about, what would that be, 20% health? And the rest of that red, darker red area is how much of my maximum health has been eaten away. So if a potion or a bandage is not going to do shit for me right now. I need to sleep and recuperate. You can find that cave. Okay, there's a couple bandits I think I can get around. It's nice to see you too, Mike. I hope everything's going well. How are you hanging in there, man? Right, that I picked up. And those little tips like that, those are definitely appreciated, because I'm sure there's certain basic mechanics of this game that I just don't know yet. You know what, at this point, I just want to make it home. It's cold out here. I've got a disease again? Alright, hold on. So, Mike, if I light a fire and sleep in my sleeping bag, will my fire go out and I freeze to death if I try to sleep too long? How long can I get away with napping? So I feel like I'm not well equipped to sleep out here. Let's see, though. I can find my way to that cave, though, can't I? Oh, the fire won't go out. I thought I did it before where I put a fire next to a sleeping bag and slept in the snow, and I died in my sleep of cold. Maybe I didn't light a fire. Wait for me, my dreams. That's exactly what I need, Brad. Okay, let's get the pot out. Because what I would like to do is make another one of those soothing teas. To start chipping away at that disease I just picked up. And let's get such optimistic music playing right now for the fact that I'm on death's door and diseased. It's like dun 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 dun. It's like so chipper. Let's just crawl into bed, shall we? We'll do an hour of repairing. Here, we'll do 6 hours of rest and see what that looks like. Well, it's still, we still got some, maybe 7? Got some light in the sky. See how much we're recovered. Because basically at this point, I've got enough stuff. I can't do any more scavenging. I need to go back to town. I just don't want to be running around diseased and with 0 health. Not a good look. Okay. I'm still a little beat up. Fire's out, but I'm not cold. Getting cold. It's, where's my water? Oh, I actually did burn through that water, didn't I? Make some jam. What do I need for the spicy tea? Beetles. The waters. I actually ran out of water this time. Alright, so I think I'm just gonna eat some of this jam just straight up. Give myself some heat resistance. And I'm just gonna go for it. Well, I've got the heat resistance. I've got 60% of my health. I'm not gonna be engaging. Wait, I need my pot. Pots are expensive. There we go. I'm surprised that they don't give you the option to eat snow. They let you do it in, what's that survival game I like? The Long Dark. I think you can eat snow. Pretty sure at the point you're eating snow, you're doomed, but you gotta be careful because there's bandits along this road. Do I see a couple up ahead? Actually, no, those are dogs. Oh, they're even worse than bandits. I cannot run away from those. And there's a bandit behind me. Are they spawning right in front of my ass? All right. So my health is beat up. My stamina, however, is in reasonably good shape. You don't think it'll be a problem, Brad? With my maximum health reduced by 40%? It's okay, I'll just drink some I'll drink some river water. It'll boost my combat skills. Is this? Yes. Okay, this is the way back home. You're just trying to get home. You don't wonder why I feel like this game is so hard. I didn't have you here, Brad. I didn't have you here to help me figure it out. Here I kept thinking drinking river water would make me get some sort of a disease. Now my concern is there's been respawn on the road home. And it's getting darker. So far respawn doesn't seem to be an issue. And things are opening up enough up here that I can probably avoid stuff. White chicken things sometimes drop a hat that give you extra stamina and speed. It makes travel faster. Huh. I have to actually check and see if maybe I haven't picked one of those up. I might have just thrown it. If I did, I might have just thrown it out because it didn't have as much armor or something without noticing that it did something special. Alright, there's my house. I'm coming. I'm coming home, house. Nope, I don't need your help, butterflies. I'm going home. It's been a long and perilous journey with narrow escapes. I even got captured. They took my shit. Oh, okay, it's that rare. Guess I wasn't aware of the magnitude of rare that you meant when you said rare. I thought rare might have been like, yeah, maybe 1 in 10. We'll drop one. Hey, look, my warmth is going up. I guess the village is just warms my soul. Tell the butterflies in the sky that you can fly twice as high. Is that a song? Yep, and here we are, full on winter. Winter has been manageable so far. I only really sunk some hours of this within, like, when I first got it, which was a month or two after it released. And I remember the winter, maybe because I was more cautious about it this time, I remember the winter catching me off guard last time. Just like dying and stuff. Oh, reading Rainbow. I just know that dude from Star Trek's in it. Alright, you know what? I need to go. It's 10. It's late. I need to eat. Get at it. There's no saving this game. It's just sort of like, there's no saves coming. You just play, and when you're done, you stop. And whatever happened, happened. There's that. There's that relaxing music. So you know everything's gonna be okay. because it's a bright, colorful, cheerful world where nothing bad will happen. Time for spoopy records. Are you gonna listen to that record, Maxie? Did you catch that link? Here, let me grab it. In case anyone wants. I was talking about at the beginning of the stream my lifelong love of horror movies. It started about the same time that I first started liking fantasy. And it was when I used to spend the night at I think it might have been the first friend I had. I might have been kindergarten. First friend I had that I spent the night at his house. And he had this record that was like scary stories. And we used to listen to it before I went to bed. And I found it as an adult and I was like, holy Lord. Holy Lord, this is grim. No, I'll play a snippet of it. Here, I'll play the last part that I played.
Over the horizon. Again, moments later. Blazing ghost ship nears the of the fall. The flaming ship reappears. You can hear the eerie screams of terror from the tormented men as the blazing ghost ship nears the shore. She suddenly bursts into a great fireball, then disappears, only to appear again moments later. This happens 3 times. After the 3rd explosion, no matter the direction of the wind, the blazing sea-going inferno disappears over the horizon. Always.
Oh yeah, that's it,
to the
Maxie.
northeast, not to be seen again for a full year. Folks who have seen this ghost ship swear that they could smell burning canvas, rope, and human flesh.
All right, 6-year-old boys, go to sleep now. Night night. Yeah, that's some good stuff right there. My first experience with horror stories. All right. Speaking of horror stories, good night, Station 82. And, good night, Mr. Keith. Good night, Overlord McGeek. Holy crap. Lurkers. We had lurkers. Joss, this is a rare 3 hours on a school night stream. I made it past the 2-hour mark. It's already past my prime, but Joss, I'm sorry you weren't able to make it till now. I had tremendous adventures here in Outward, where everything is difficult. Everything is a challenge. And a little bit janky. But still fun if you're into this sort of thing. Yeah. Is it more like rubbing salt in your wounds, Joss? That I'm pointing out. It was like an extra long, delicious, tasty stream that everyone else got to enjoy. How long was I chatting before I started playing this time? Was it about a half hour? It featured a very long intro screen. It tried to show me my innards. It did. Yeah, it was a super... Hey, Josh, you missed a super special 3-hour stream. Yeah. And I told very significant stories about my life history. My history of horror. Did you catch that end part with that link that I posted? Or Maxie posted the link. That was the record that I listened to with my best friend when I was 6 that kindled my love of horror. 25 minutes. That sounds about right, Keith. That sounds about right. All right, you guys. Here. Yeah, that's my friend that I met when I was 6 years old. I met him on farmersonly.com. It was LG. I was hoping no one would find out about that, but Maxie sleuthed it out. He figured me out. My name is 6-year-old G-Law, and I'm looking for friends like horror record players. Play horror on the record player. If that's you, please write me in my profile at www.farmersonly.com/6-year-old G-Law. It's 1978. Have a nice day. Anyways. I think you're gonna lurk some more. You're not gonna have to you're not gonna have to lurk much longer. You like that, Maxie? You're not gonna have to lurk much longer, because in the tradition of sharing horror, I'm gonna dim the lights now for y'all. Yeah. I want y'all to have a nice weekend. I want y'all to have a nice Friday. You like 6-year-old G-Law's personal ad on farmersonly.com? Yeah. It was a special time for me. So guys, yeah, I'm aiming. I try to make Thursdays my thing. I've been really trying to make Thursdays a regular thing. I really aim for Thursdays at 7, but often I don't get started till 8. Today I started at 7 o'clock on the dot. So if I can, that's sort of what I aim for. All right, guys. Here you go. Here you go. Buckle up and relax. Go to sleep. And good night. Your eyes are getting so heavy. Go to sleep now. Joss, Animal Laird, J Maxie, Nick. Go to sleep. Station 82. I'll be waiting for you in your dreams.